ti Jaša na zadnje prinesel stol, da bi se usedel in ti ponudil stol?
Zadnji si bil tudi ti, Gašper.
Ja, prečetoral, ne? V glavnem, v Evropskem parlamentu se mi zdi, da so tudi neki gospodje, ki so ful lepo oblečeni.
Ja, v frakih,
Ja.
s tisto verigo. Ja.
Oni se mi zdi, da tudi stole odmikajo, pa...
Ja, pa kaj še počnejo?
Ne, kako se jim že sploh reče?
Usheri.
Usheri.
To so usheri.
To so usheri.
What are the requirements for a person to become an usher?
Well, the requirements in the European Parliament are especially, first of all, the languages. So most of our colleagues speak 3 or 4 languages, which is really necessary if you want to work for Europe. And on top of that, we have a lot of protocol-ary rules to follow. So we have to learn a lot about this, because then we have courses on that when we come in, because outside you don't apply these rules really. So here we have courses to apply protocol rules, which are very important here. The suit we are wearing for the plenary session and for the protocolary visits, official visits, we call it the frac. It's coming from the French Parliament. Okay. So they use the same model, and still today they use it. So we took it over when the Parliament was starting back in the 60s. So, and this chain is a little bit special. We took over the chain as well from French Parliament, but on top of that, we added the 12 stars. But the chain has a history. It's a little bit special. So back in the years, let's say 60, 70 years ago, when there was a meeting and they had to reach an agreement, they were put in a room and they closed the door with a chain. So, and when the agreement was reached, they opened the doors. So that's why we still have as a symbol the chain on the flag.
We heard that you have to know the faces of all the members of the parliament. Is that true?
Well, we know, of course, a lot of them, but not all of them. There are 751, so it's very hard to remember all the faces, especially the names. I have sometimes a problem with the name. I know all the faces, I know that I remember, but the name sometimes, oh yeah, what was his name again? But that's not so important. As long as you know the face, then you know who is allowed to come in.
We have some faces of some politicians. If you can recognize them and tell us his name, or at least if he's in the parliament.
Yes. So first of all, that's Mr. Verhofstadt, who is the president of the Liberal group and who used to be the Prime Minister in Belgium before. That's the Vice President of Parliament, Mrs. Guillaume. That's the German member from PPE, Mr. Voss. That one I don't know. I'm sorry, that doesn't ring a bell. Yeah, I know him, he's a member, but the name I don't know. That's Mrs. Kienge from the Socialist group. That one I don't know.
One is ex-MIP.
Mrs. Merkel, of course, the Chancellor of Germany. No, that I don't know her name. And that is Mr. Brock, who is a German PP member.